What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So as y'all know, Ryan Coogler's film, his vampire film slash horror flick, Sinners, is getting ready to release to the public on April 18th. And Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan have been doing their rounds for the press run, right? They've gone to different radio stations. They've been on different video calls discussing the film. It looks phenomenal. It looks outstanding. And from the people that went to go see the early screenings of the movie, went to go see it, the private screenings before the actual release, they've been giving it rave reviews. For those who don't know, this movie is starring Michael B. Jordan, where he will be playing a dual role. He will be playing a set of twins in the movie, and that within itself is intriguing enough. To see that brother playing a set of twins, and the brothers, they dress real sleek, real gangster, real player-like. They look like they're members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. They look like they one of them brothers of, like myself. I ain't dressed like that in a minute, but I'm gonna get back to it. Them brothers, the way Michael B. Jordan was dressed in this film inspired me to be like, let me get back on that type of time dressing, right? But anyway, man, when I'm looking at the movie and I'm looking at like the what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking at the trailer for the film. I'm all the way intrigued. It's a period piece. It looks like it's taking place in like the 1950s. So you're looking at, the influence of blues music. And because the film is set in the Mississippi Delta, Clarksdale, Mississippi, to be specific. Ironically enough, my son's mother is from Clarksdale, Mississippi. And as y'all know, I went to college in the Mississippi Delta at Mississippi Valley State University, the school located in Itta Bena, Mississippi, the academic oasis of the Mississippi Delta, right? So, when I was down there for school, the blues music was so heavily ingrained in the culture that kids younger than me knew blues songs. I'm talking about kids 10 and 11 that would be around the campus at the events. When we would have events at school, because Mississippi Valley State was a school where everybody from the community would come to the games and basketball games, football games, and they would be playing blues music sometimes, and the kids that were 5 and 6 knew the songs, right? So when he's implementing the blues music and all of that, and I'm just intrigued by it, man. The score of the film, the way it's shot, I want to know what these vampires are going to be like. It just looks like a really, really dope movie. He got Delroy Lindo in the movie, Omar Miller. Y'all know Omar Miller from when he was on 8 Mile and 10 Freaky Gals. Y'all know my man's on there, right? And then he was on Ballers and stuff. I watched him on Ballers. But then you got Haley Steinfeld in here. You got just a great cast. One Me. I forget I don't know how to pronounce her last name. One Me. I should have looked up how to pronounce her last name so I can get it correct. She was in Lovecraft Country. She was outstanding in Lovecraft Country, right? She's in the film. So I'm just excited to see, where this film will go. But I gotta say this, man. Ryan Coogler deserves his flowers. He's a black man who, he's operating like he's young, a young black man. Killing it as a director. Killing it where you can't help but to give him praise for what he's doing. The way my introduction to Ryan Coogler was, of course, Fruitvale Station. That movie was so heartfelt, it tugged at my heartstrings so heavy, I cannot watch that movie again. Because first of all, to show, because the movie is about Oscar Grant, the man who wrongfully had his life taken from him by the police at the BART station, the train station, right? I think it was on New Year's Eve. He had his life taken from him, and by law enforcement. And for Ryan Coogler to make a film about not the incident within itself, the incident is in the film at the very end, but to make a film about the life of Oscar Grant, humanizing him. He's not just a person that just had his life taken by the police. He was a father. He was a loving partner. He had his woman with him, as a family man, all of the above, and you see him with his friends and so on and so forth. To humanize him in that way and to show him actually being a person and showing his everyday life and relationship with his daughter and his woman, it was so real. And the way that Michael B. Jordan portrayed Oscar Grant, it reminded me of my late brother. My brother had his life taken from him in 2004. So it's very hard for me to watch that movie over and over again. But the way that he did that was just so brilliant. Then you see him go to Creed. Now he's taking the story of Apollo Creed and from the Rocky universe and making it his own story. He had the blueprint from the character Adonis Creed, but he made Creed his own story because he wrote that movie. Sylvester Stallone did not write Creed. This young black man, Ryan Coogler, wrote this film. Young dude wrote this film, wrote the script for it, and it was phenomenal. Why do I say that? Because if he did not make Adonis Creed a love child, a child born out of infidelity, I don't think Michael B. Jordan has a lot to fight for in that film. Like, Adonis was trying to prove that he wasn't a mistake. Like he said, he was trying to prove something. Everybody looking at him like he's a mistake. You know, he was born he's a product of infidelity. His mom died when he was young. His father died before he was even born. Marianne, Apollo's wife, takes him in, and then he still feel like he's longing to prove himself. You know what I mean? And show that he's not a fake Creed. You know, that story within itself is just super dope. And he wrote that as a love letter to his father, right? Then we see what he did with Black Panther, which already had a blueprint. He just had to drive it home, and he knocked it out of the park, right? Then with Wakanda Forever, which is a great film. People give it a lot of flack. Oh, we should have recast T'Challa, all of that. Man, people would have been enraged if they recast T'Challa at that moment. Revisionist history, people wanted a recasted version now, but they would have been enraged at the time. That movie was released 2 years. Not even a full, it was like a full 2 years after Chadwick Boseman had unfortunately passed away from cancer, right? But can you imagine what would have been said if he recasted that role at that time? And the way he had to completely scrap his previous script because he did not know Chadwick Boseman was sick. And for to write that film like that is outstanding. It pulled at the heartstrings. It was great action in there, great storylines in there. It was a dope movie. You got people that don't like the movie because they felt like it was too many women. It was too women centered. You know what I mean? Well, Shuri actually became the Black Panther in the comics. The Dora Milaje has always been women. In the comics, they were women protecting the king. That's how it was. You know what I mean? People, and you had people mad. Oh, he should have unalived Namor, and not realizing that this is not Ryan Coogler's own work. Namor is a part of the MCU. He cannot kill off a character. I said the K word anyway. Yeah, he can't get rid of a character. He can't get rid of a character as soon as it's introduced. That character has to make his way and weave his way all throughout the MCU. He could not have Shuri take Namor's life. Even though I, as an individual, would have had to get Namor up out of here. If you take my mama away off this earth, if you take her life, I got to get you up out of here. I got to take yours. I would have been on the type of time myself. I would have had to get Namor up out of here. But for the sake of the MCU, Namor had to be a character that stays around for a long time. That movie is not Ryan Coogler's standalone. That's not a standalone film. It's part of an MCU, a greater universe. So he could not eliminate that character. And he wanted to introduce the character in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever because Black Panther and Namor would fight in the comics, you know. And I think at some point, I think they formed an alliance. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, right? But then you got this movie here. It's an original film, right? This brother is writing, like, script writing, phenomenal. He's making his original piece on his own and showing y'all different aspects to him. So, like, Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, Creed, and Sinners are 4 completely different type of movies. And once again, he's knocking it out the park. I love the story he talks about with his wife feeding into his dreams, right? Like, she got him a script writing software because she knew that he was into that. That's that black love, baby. That black love strong, man. That love strong. And I know some of y'all gonna say, why it gotta be black love? It's great to see black men and black women loving on each other in a time where we got all these different agenda and propaganda making it seem like we hate each other and we're against each other. We got so many gender war stuff on social media, you would think black men and black women hate each other. So I love to see black men and black women loving on each other, being together, being a unit, and building each other up. And that's what, I think is his wife named Zinzi? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I got to correct it in the editing of this video. But I think that's his wife's name, how she bought him a script writing software because she knew That's what he liked, and he was a not professional. He was a collegiate football player, turned film director, and knocking it out the park. And what I appreciate about him as a black man, he has a Oakland accent, a Bay Area accent, right? And he refuses to conform to try to change that. He doesn't try to clean it up. He doesn't try to, don't let me talk like I'm from Oakland. No, he speaks with his true accent, but he's still professional at the same time. He doesn't try to hide that accent. And for a black man to see another black man not code switching in a white dominated industry, it's beautiful to see, man. It's a black man being unapologetically black, being unapologetically himself, being authentic to himself, but at the same time being professional and knocking it out the park with the product that he's making. I think Sinners is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. And the young actor in the movie, I think that's making his debut, I believe. I've heard he slaughters it. Like, he knocks it all the way out the park. So I'm excited for this, man. And y'all should support Ryan Coogler. Despite, Wakanda Forever wasn't that good. Bullshit. The movie was outstanding. And his brother is out here writing his own scripts. Sylvester Stallone didn't write Creed. He wrote that and made Sly come out and say, I'm going to work with you, because Sly saw Fruitvale Station and saw how well he did that. You know? So I'm supporting his brother all the way. And I got a lot of respect for him and what he's doing in a white dominated industry as a black man, how he's operating and knocking it out the park.